Welcome back to another video. Check out the move in NIO. It's down 6% today. And this happens to be before they announce their earnings after the bell Thursday, which is today. So over the past week, we've had some huge companies come out with their earnings, including Tesla, Google, Visa, Starbucks, Qualcomm, Facebook, Apple after the bell today, Amazon, of course, NIO, which we're going to be talking about today. So it's been a pretty big week. And it seems like after an analyst downgrade, and of course, they already announced how many vehicles they made. So we already know how much they made basically from their vehicles. And that was an impressive beat. And we're going to look at some numbers. However, due to the chip shortage, they've had to halt production of their EVs, which is a problem not only for electric vehicles, but also for smartphones and laptops and basically everything that has to do with green energy and environmental safety. So, anyways, let's take a look. And part of the reason might be because Tesla is down. Electric vehicle stocks tend to move in unison. So of course Tesla is down not only because of regulatory hurdles, but because also they made a lot of their gains from the past quarter based off of their Bitcoin investment. So it's at 670 US dollars right now, and it seems like an actual pretty interesting play. And here you can read the article why. So one, Tesla was fined $14.5 million after the company failed to make public notifications and take back obligations with respect to end-of-life battery products. And this happened in Germany. And there's also a notice from the Environmental Protection Agency that failed to provide compliance records regarding the emission standards related to the surface coating of their vehicles. Okay, and so again, one EV stock definitely has an impact on other EV stocks. And again, I think the main reason is because of the chip shortage. Future earnings and vehicle projections don't look too solid, okay? So let's take a look. I mean, Yahoo message boards are absolutely going crazy. People are like, "Thank you for your shares." Other people are like shorting this company. So it's just absolute madness here. $2 coming soon. Like, what the heck is going on? So what do we expect for earnings? Okay, so analysts estimate earnings of loss of 72 won versus 1.66 won in from the previous year. Vehicle deliveries already announced rose dramatically year over year. So of course they're still losing money, but losing money at a much slower pace than there were, and that's to be expected with, of course, early companies. Okay, like Tesla, for example, lost a lot of money initially before they actually broke even and became profitable. So NIO, like many other automakers, were forced to halt production this year due to global semiconductor shortage. The chips widely used in smartphones, computers, and other electronic devices are especially important to NIO, a maker of premium EVs. So NIO's production stoppage in late March had little impact on the company's record vehicle deliveries in Q1, but it could affect future production numbers. And of course, because the stock market is forward-looking, it tends to impact the stock price, okay? And we'll see what happens with this decrease in the stock price before earnings announcement. It might continue to earnings announcement, or investors might say, oh, you know what, they had a great quarter despite the chip shortage, so we're going to push the stock price up. So again, the stock price also has been outperforming the overall market and has been a very good performing stock year to date compared to the S&P 500 of 40%. NIO returned like 1,000%. So yeah, let's take a look at another article here. So this one is saying that Tesla released Q1 results, delivering record profits in the quarter. NIO, which is of course the Tesla of China, will try to match its rivals' achievements. So we know in Q1, NIO made 20,000 vehicles or deliveries, up from 17,353 deliveries, and amounting to a 423% year-over-year uptick of deliveries, which is really nice. So Deutsche Bank expects 7.44 billion won, which will result in an EPS of loss of 68 cents, whereas the street has a loss of 72 cents. So the analyst thinks NIO will guide for roughly 22,000 vehicle deliveries, which will still be a very impressive record in Q2. And for the full year, they anticipate 95,000 vehicle deliveries revenue of 35.5 billion and loss of $2.40. So again, this guy does not anticipate much action in 2021 because of product cadence and semi shortage. However, there is a lot of hype, especially with their new 600-mile range electric vehicle called is the flagship ET7, which, as we can see here, is really, really cool. It has the LiDAR technology, which basically is a bunch of sensors around the car that helps it protect it from like crashes and makes it safer, with 600 plus miles of range. Okay, and another thing to add is that China is one of the biggest consumers in the EV market. So if we look here, the 1.3 million EVs sold in China in 2020 represents 41% of global EV sales, and that's just behind Europe with 42% of global EV sales. So China alone is almost close to half of the global EV sales. In the US, EV sales represent just 2.4% of sales. So China is definitely the bigger market, and we can see EVs represented in this blue bar are gradually supposed to make a greater contribution to the total amount of cars bought. So China is a huge seller of EVs, and there's also like backlash in China from Tesla. Following an owner's protest over faulty brakes. Okay, so Tesla is facing backlash in China after a woman's protest about alleged faulty brakes went viral, and state-run media and government agencies have piled on, calling Tesla arrogant. Tesla apologized and said it would create a unit dedicated to customer satisfaction. So again, faulty brakes allegedly caused a crash of a Tesla vehicle, and of course, U.S. companies operating in China have to be very careful because of outrage like this. So now Tesla might lose market share to NIO in China, which is, as I've shown you right here, a huge global consumer of electric vehicles. So Tesla definitely wants to be on the good side of China in this case. So again, this might be an opportunity to buy the dip. I see this as a short-term phenomenon. Although sure, the chip shortage might last for 1 or 2 quarters, eventually it will be overcome and they'll be operating as normal, and I think they'll eventually be a cash cow. Okay, so when you're looking at NIO stock, look to the long term. Okay, you're looking at the 1-year chart. This would be $3 a share. Again, close to 1,000% gain in the stock price. And I think this move downwards is of 37% since its highs is a pretty good buying opportunity. My price target for NIO would probably be, long term, like $100 plus, right? And so I have a couple of shares of NIO, and I will not be selling any of the shares. And let's just take a look at the chart because I always like to look at the technicals. So if we see here, little bit of a downtick, 47 on the relative strength index, so not overbought nor oversold. Kind of consistent there, and here we can see some selling pressure, and the general trend, it's moving right below its 50-day moving average at $41.51, and whenever you're moving below the 50-day moving average, that could be a good time to buy, but I will be waiting after earnings announcement in order to buy any shares, because I'm still up. I bought NIO when it was like $37, and if you look at the growth projections of this, it's going to be like growing 90% plus in the next couple of years. So yeah, relative strength index kind of looking downwards there, and if it goes towards 30, I'm interested in buying way more shares. And if the MACD, which is seen in the orange, curves down again, that's also another good opportunity for a buy-in. And again, if you're looking at the analysis, look at this, 100% year-over-year sales growth for 2021, 65% growth in 2022. So I think this stock has a lot of room to run. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I would say, next year we could potentially see this stock at $50 plus. Next 10 years, $100 plus for sure. When you have in ETF investments like Cathie Wood's ARK investing in NIO, you know that it's backed by some solid research. So yeah, let me know what you think about NIO, about this drastic decrease of 5% before earnings, and whether it's warranted or not. But yeah, take care. Cheers. Love you all. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check out a couple of links down below to the free Discord as well as to my Wealthsimple if you want the zero commission trading app. And yeah, take care. Cheers. Love you all.